What is going on out there, everyone? This is Keaton7 with TeamJVS, and I'm very, very excited to be talking to y'all today about the fourth season of the Umbrella Academy. They're finally back. This is going to be the very last season of the show, so they're going to be wrapping things up. And with the cliffhanger from last season, it's one of those things where I've just been super stoked. I've always been a huge, huge fan of the comic book, and they've done a really good job of adapting the comic book, but rather making sure it's been its own thing. And I do love that Gerard Way has kind of been involved from the start because he's a phenomenal musician already, but he's created such a quirky, fun, off the rails universe with the Umbrella Academy. And I've been a huge fan of the comic book since Apocalypse Suite came out. And then they did the follow up with Dallas and then Hotel Oblivion, which they did aspects of for seasons 1, 2, and 3. So season one had a really good, interesting adaptation of Apocalypse Suite. Season 2 took a lot of elements from Dallas, and then season 3 took a few elements from Hotel Oblivion. They didn't really do that exact story in any way whatsoever, but they did just enough. So I was really happy to see Hotel Oblivion being adapted. And so I was really interested in seeing what they were going to do with this final season, especially with how it ended. So the way that it ended, they pretty much reset the entire universe and all of the members of the Umbrella Academy. So all the kids pretty much came out with no powers. They didn't have any powers and they all went kind of their separate ways. And the last thing that you see is that their father, Professor Hargreaves, is in a skyscraper just looking down on this new universe that was created. And so it seemingly ended happy-ish. Of course, for the viewers, it's never fun to see your characters lose their powers. And so that was how it ended in the third season. And so this fourth season coming out the gate, it's really fun just catching up with the characters and seeing what they've been up to and seeing how they've been interacting with or without each other and just kind of jumping back into things. And it doesn't take a long time for them to jump back in things. I will say they everything that's in that trailer for the fourth season, you you see it pretty quick. So there's a lot of stuff that they have not shown yet. As far as what you see in the trailer, there you don't have to really worry about anything being spoiled for you. And there's so many questions. One of the things I love about this show is how they will give you 1,000 questions and then give you 1,000,000 answers later on. So it's really fun the way that they have been doing things. It's still so quirky. It's still so much fun. It's still completely off the rails and leaves your jaw on the floor and you can't put it down. They have some phenomenal new characters in the show this season. And when you see who some of these characters are, you are going to absolutely love it. One of the things that really stuck out to me for this season, Neville Kidd and Craig Robliski. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, sir, but y'all have done such a phenomenal job with the cinematography. Some of the shots that are in this season, I am absolutely in love with. And so kudos to you for that. I love the music for the show. The production value has just been amazing. And of course, all of the casts have just brought it. Elliot Page as Victor has been absolutely amazing. I love Tom Hopper as Luther. Diego is great. So David Castaneda, he's been phenomenal. Emmy Raver Lampman, Allison, great. Like everyone has just been so good. Klaus, he's back and he's better than ever. Robert Sheehan, and of course, my absolute favorite, Aidan Gallagher as Five, is just great. He's just like he just brings it every single time. All of the characters do, and it feels like as the seasons have gone on, you have season one, but by the time they get to season four, they all just mesh so well together to the point that I'm like, are y'all even acting right now or just hanging out with each other? Because it's such a good feel to it, and you just love being around this family. Because one thing I do love is like, it's not they are not the Fantastic Four, right? This is not a happy-go-lucky, wonderful, well put together, rounded out family. I mean, I know the Fantastic Four definitely had their issues, but this is a family that's had a lot of trauma. This is a family that has gone through a ton, and they have a lot of backstory, and they have a lot of baggage. And you get to see them work. You watch them kind of work through some of this baggage over these last three seasons. And in this fourth season, I feel like they're doing a really good job showing not only how they're still dealing with it, but how they're growing through it. And that's something that I really, really love. I haven't had a chance to watch the full season, but I did get a chance to screen most of the pretty much the first half of this newest season, and the only thing I can say is I give it an A. I absolutely give it an A because it is doing such a good job making sure to still touch on things that we still had an eyebrow raise for from like season one. So it's very well written as far as how they're going to plan on wrapping things up, how they're planning on introducing some of these answers that we've been wondering this whole time, and just still giving you all of these bits and chunks of like lore as far as where they've come from and where things are headed. And I'm I'm sad this is the last season because I appreciate this show so much. Like I said, one of the things that attracted me to the comic was how outlandish and quirky it is. And they do such a good job of bringing that quirkiness to the real world. And I absolutely love it. I hope you all check it out. I hope you all let me know your thoughts as far as how you feel about it once it comes out. This has been a non-spoiler review, so I tried my best. I don't think I gave anything away. If so, we'll find out because I'll disappear because Netflix would have gotten me, right. But make sure you like and follow Team JVS because we're going to be bringing you some more information once this drops. Also, we got a whole lot of stuff coming as far as other shows that we're always reviewing. And then, as well as, make sure you check out the Bat Therapy podcast, which is my little side thing I have going with Dr. Amelia Brown. We take a look at comic books and movies. And we basically bring in mental health through the lens of comics and movies. And so we've had a lot of fun doing that. I've heard a lot of people say they really love it. We've also had lot of collaborations with other members of Team JVS. We've got a new season starting. So make sure you check us out anywhere where you can listen to podcasts: Spotify, Google, Apple. We're everywhere. And so make sure you check us out. Make sure you like and subscribe to both the podcast as well as Team JVS. Me and Sam have been doing this together for a long time. I absolutely love it. But yeah, let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts. I love y'all, and y'all have a good one, okay?